Hey guys, sorry I haven't updated in forever. Sorry, she's nursing, so hopefully I won't flash anybody. This is going to be a labor and delivery video, and then I'll do a postpartum update and a baby update. She's already a month old, so I'm way behind, but it's taken me a lot longer to bounce back this time. But anyway, let's see. I know I did a video on the external version. I went to the doctor at 37 weeks. Well, I was 36 weeks, 6 days. My weight was 128, and she didn't check me because I wasn't technically 37 weeks, so everything was fine. I'm trying to think. It's been a while, and I left my notes in the other room. I went to the doctor at 38 weeks. I had actually lost 3 pounds. I was down to 125, but we had done a lot of walking because I would get contractions every night. So we would walk. I would probably walk 10 miles in a day. I mean, it was crazy how much walking we were doing. So I did lose 3 pounds. Everything looked good. She checked me. I was 2 centimeters, but my cervix was really thick. Yeah, so baby was still head down, all that. She said, you know, that I'd probably make it to 39 weeks, which is, I've only made it to 38 weeks twice, and so 39 weeks, I've never made that far. That was just crazy. I was like, okay, well, you know, we'll see how that goes. I did start taking evening primrose oil a couple times a day and start drinking red raspberry leaf tea to help thin my cervix. I got sorry, my kids are yelling. I got lots and lots of contractions all week long. I lost my mucus plug, which I think that was the first time I'd ever really lost it like that. It was pretty gross. I'm gonna say 100 times. And so everything was good. Let's see, we had a ball tournament Saturday and Sunday, so we were out at the ballpark pretty much all day. We're out at the ballpark all day Sunday from 9 in the morning till 8 at night. I came home, took a shower. I got in bed at 10:30. I was exhausted. And I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I guess it was a Saturday on the 25th. Yeah, I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. No, Sunday's the 25th. Yeah, sorry. And I had to go pee, which was normal. I peed probably 3 or 4 times throughout the night. And I felt kind of crampy, and no big deal. I went back to bed. And then I woke up again at 2 and had to pee and was really crampy. And I just remember I was like, oh, Jesus, please don't let me be in labor right now. I was like, I'm so tired. I don't know how I would, you know, get through it after the weekend we had. So, I started getting contractions after that, though, every 10 minutes, and they were pretty strong. So, baby girl, okay? And, I couldn't really sleep through them. They would wake me up and all that stuff. So I told my husband around 3:30 or so, I was like, hey, look, you know, this is probably it. You know, go ahead and tell them you're not going to be in work tomorrow, because even if it wasn't, with how strong they were, there was no way I could drive and take care of all the kids having contractions like that all day. So he ended up staying home, took the kids to school at 7, and we just hung out around the house. All night long, my contractions were around 10 minutes or so apart. They wouldn't get any closer together. You know, that morning he came home, we went for a walk and stuff, and they would get up to like 5 or 6 minutes apart. I could never get them any closer than that. So, but they were hurting pretty bad. So we called his mom and my mom, and they came over and hung out with us, fixed lunch for the kids, all that kind of stuff. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, I think I'm good. All that, you know, contractions, same, 5, 6, 8 minutes apart. You know, I would lay down, I would get up, I would lay down, get up. So finally around 2 o'clock, I was like, well, let's just go for one last walk and see, you know, if anything comes of it. My contractions were about 4 or 5 minutes apart, you know, about 45 seconds long. We went for a walk. It, you know, didn't really pick up much. So we came home and I was like, well, you know, if they're going to be doing this. I'm just going to lay down and take a nap. And, you know, at least try to rest. So I did. My mother-in-law and my mom were in the room with me, and they were timing my contractions for me, and they were about a minute long and 4 or 5 minutes apart. So around 4 o'clock, I told him, you know, the whole day, I'm like, you know, we need to be getting ready to go, all this stuff. And he's ready. My husband, you know, I'm ready, I got this. Yeah, I'm good. So around 4 o'clock, I'm like, okay, you know what, let's just go to the hospital and get checked. And just ask them if I'm at least making any progress. Even if they send me home, I'll know that the whole day hasn't been a complete waste, you know, since my husband didn't go to work and all that. So I'm like, okay, so let's go. And, oh, he has to pack. Like, men are so funny, I swear. And so now I have to wait on him to pack. But we left about 4:30 or so. We got to the hospital about 5. Went up to triage, or, you know, you got to check in through the emergency room, which is just weird to me. But we did that, got checked in, got in a triage room. About 5 o'clock, she went ahead and checked me, and I was 5 centimeters with a bulging sac. Why do they say that? That just sounds disgusting. But, so I'm 5 centimeters. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. She called the midwife. She had me checked again at, after 30 minutes, I was 6 centimeters. So they went ahead and started, you know, doing all the stuff to admit me. Came in, got my IV started. There was a med student there, and she asked, you know, if I would mind if she did it, which I don't care. You gotta learn somehow, I guess. And so she tried to get my IV started and ended up blowing out my vein. So the nurse tried and blew out another one. And that was kind of painful. I don't like IVs anyway, but I mean, I guess when you're in labor, whatever. So they ended up putting it, like, right back here in the back of my arm, and when she did that one, she didn't numb it or anything. She just stuck it in. So that part kind of stunk, but they did that, got that started, didn't hook anything up to it. It was just in there, I guess, in case they needed it. Checked me again. I was 7 centimeters around 6 o'clock. So, yeah, she went ahead and called the midwife, had her come up. The hospital has a few rooms with big jacuzzi tubs, and so I told her, I was like, hey, I'd really like one of those. If there's any way possible to get one of those rooms, you know, that's what I'd like. So she said, well, there's a girl in one, but she's in early labor, so we'll go ahead and move her and clean the room and then put you in there, you know, and get the tub set up and everything. I was like, awesome. So, because I didn't want to get an epidural. My plan was to try it without. I've always gotten them. I've gotten them with the last 2. But every time I get really, really sick, and you just have to wait so long to get up and move, and it wasn't worth it to me. So, but I'm also a huge wuss. So, you know, who knows. I did go sign my paperwork and all that just in case. But, she's like, well, why don't y'all go for a walk, and we'll, I guess maybe been 7 o'clock. I don't know what time it was. Why don't you go for a walk and we'll, you know, get everything set up for you. So, no, it was 6:20 because she said come back at 6:45. So we did. We went out. We walked. There's just a small hallway to walk in. I saw, actually a girl I knew. So we stood and talked to her for a while, and we pretty much just goofed off at the nurses' station, the poor nurses. You know, I don't know. I guess it's close to 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this and make a part 2.